Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and welcome to a character video. For this one, we are going to be looking at Hachiman Hikigaya from my teen romantic comedy Snafu. Before we begin, I'd like to say there will be spoilers for Snafu in this video. So with that out of the way, let's go to Hachiman. Hachiman is the main character of the show My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, or just Snafu for short. He is a pessimistic, cynical, antisocial, rude, and at times cruel person. However, he's had a rough past of rejection, being shunned, and having his hopes dashed to make his mindset understandable and somewhat justifiable. At the start of the show, he'd rather be left alone so he won't be hurt again. And once he's thrust into the service club, he is forced to help people and get to know others, much to his dislike. Ironically, while he would rather be alone, he does at times want to help people, but he can get results from it with a little bit of help from the characters. For example, in episode 2 when Yui, another character from the show, was struggling with her friend being condescending to her for not hanging out with her friends, he could have just ignored them entirely, but he tried to help Yui out. Though he didn't do much until Yukino showed up. He didn't have to do that. He could have just ignored her and Yukino still would have shown up and helped out. But he tried, though failed, to help Yui. That can say so much of his character in just one scene. While he can be helpful, he does so at times in a way that is outright cruel. For example, in episode 8, to help out a kid named Rumi, who's on her way to ending up like him and Yukino due to her friends shunning her because of her own pessimism, he decides to have the group of friends split up to help Rumi out. The way he did it was outright cruel, but it did have the results of showing that Rumi can be a true friend. Another thing I noticed about this anime, as well as most of the characters in general, is that while Hachiman gets the results from his actions, he isn't praised for it. And his methods of doing so are not necessarily a positive thing. He's usually called out on his actions and can end up hurting people. For example, in episode 12, a character named Sakagami was supposed to give a speech, but had terrible stage fright and made a mess of an earlier speech she did, and didn't want to do it again. He decided to get her to do it in his own way, by insulting and belittling her, though in my opinion she kind of deserved it, to the point that the nice guy of the character cast flipped out on him. She was able to give the speech, but Hachiman had to hurt her and make himself hated as a result. The way he goes about helping people is self-destructive, and if gone wrong, can hurt more than help. Despite this, I like Hachiman a lot, because of several reasons. The first being that while he can be an asshole sometimes, he does care about people in his own way, and can help out people in his own special little way. Another reason I like him is that I can in some ways relate to him. I've been where he is before, and at least to some extent know where he's coming from. He also reminds me of people I not only know, but I'm friends with. He's not a generic main character. He has a personality and is three-dimensional, unlike so many others in high school anime. In fact, he's probably one of the best high school anime protagonists. And finally, he shows to me, at least, that he is a good person, even if it's not the easiest to see. I'm interested to see where Season 2 takes the character, as I'm genuinely curious. Overall, he is a very interesting main character, and made Snafu a great watch. Anyways, that's all from me. This has been Star 6 Wars 1, and I'll see you guys next time.